Welcome to this press briefing. I'm going to give the word to Member of the Parliament, Christian Busoy, Chair of Committee of Industry, Research and Energy. Mr. Busoy.
Thank you so much. We are very honored to be here this morning, having a very interesting and important visit, because clearly European Space Agency is extremely important as a very important partner of European Union, European Parliament. I'm happy to have here Director General Aschbacher and also Commander Cristoforetti. And I'm Christian Busoy, Chair of Industry, Research and Energy Committee. We'll have some short statements, very short statements, and then of course we are at your disposal for any questions you may have. European Space Agency is a long-standing EU partner since 2000, when developing a joint space strategy followed by European space policy in 2003. Our flagship space programs, Galileo for satellite navigation and Copernicus for Earth observation, represented the first framework of EU-ESA agreement. The divided roles between ESA and the European Union are still relevant nowadays. EU space needs European Space Agency by our side with its expertise, and we need ESA to work hand in hand with EUSPA, our space agency, implementing the flagship programs in the space sector. We entrusted during the years ESA to deliver without delays on the new generation satellites according to the user requirements, so the new services to be delivered match the expectations of the new markets and new business models in a more and more competitive international arena. We need to ensure together in our partnership that European Union space remains competitive. We must ensure stability and evolution of the EU space programs and prepare the new generations on a user-driven basis to continue delivering state-of-the-art services. We need our very important partner, ESA, to support European Union in its upcoming assessment exercise on the risks for EU security and public order relating notably to emerging and critical technologies for its space infrastructure to be better detected and mitigated. In terms of newly released actions foreseen by European Commission communication on space defense strategy, we need to work together, while the Union needs to define better military needs and requirements when establishing the service portfolio of IRIS² and how to develop cooperation with NATO in space security. Finally, I would like to once again underline the strong commitment of Industry, Research and Energy Committee that space will remain a priority for our committee, for European Parliament and for the Union. And of course we are looking forward to explore the collaboration with ESA on our upcoming work. Communication to the European Parliament and the Council to the European Union Space Strategy for Security and Defense, which was released just last week. Space traffic management, you know that European Parliament requested European Commission to provide a legislative proposal in 2024, and European Commission is working on it. So this legislation will make a big step towards security in space. And of course, there is also the idea that European Commission will consider proposing an EU space law. We need also to work in the future with SATGEN and EUSPA towards the gradual setup of a new Copernicus governmental service. And here we rely, as we rely on all the other initiatives, on European Space Agency expertise, to keep this in mind when developing all the European Union present and future initiatives in space. Thank you so much.
And now Mr. Joseph Hasselbasser, Director General of the European Space Agency.
So thank you very much. Thank you, Mr. Busoy, for having this opportunity to really address the community at large on what is space for Europe. Just a very quick introduction on what we are talking here in terms of space and where we stand globally, and you have outlined, Mr. Busoy, very impressively of how important space is for everyday life. space is today an economy that is worth about 350 billion US dollars or euros, and it is projected to grow to about 1 trillion in the next decade. And Europe has extremely good capabilities thanks to all the investments made on the side of the European Space Agency, the side of the European Commission and member states, which we have built up over the years. You mentioned Copernicus and Galileo. I'm very proud to say that these programs have been initiated about 20 years ago within the European Space Agency context, always hand in hand with the European Commission, and now they are flagship programs among the best in the world, if not the best in the world, in both Earth observation and Galileo and or navigation. And this is, I think, something where Europe can be very proud of, that we have achieved that. Personally, I have been working in the European Commission for several years. I know the European Commission and European Union context very well. Now I'm the Director General of the European Space Agency since 2 years. And when I put a strategy on the table for my mandate, the #1 priority is the EU-ESA relationship. The relationship between both institutions, because we cannot do without each other, we need each other, and we are very complementary because we are a technical agency. We have about 6,000 people, mostly engineers and scientists, and we build space programs and space infrastructure, and that's what we do. Of course, we have also very excellent astronauts. Samanta Kristoforeти will later say a word on the astronautical part, on the exploration part. But we are the agency, about 60% of the public spending in space is spent through the European Space Agency. And I'm very happy and very proud that we work so close with the European Commission, European Union, and European Parliament in particular on making this possible. The next challenge is IRIS². We have achieved a very strong support at the ESA Ministerial Conference in November last year, 640 million on the side of the ESA member states to contribute to the program that is now being initiated. But this is part of a wider subscription that the ESA member states have been giving us to ESA in order to implement new space programs worth 17 billion euros for the next 3 years, which is 17% more than in the previous ministerial conference in 2019, which also shows that the member states across Europe are fully committed to space. They are recognizing the importance of space for strategic reasons, for economic reasons, for geopolitical reasons, and therefore I'm very happy to say that space is on a very steep path upwards towards space, and we are making this possible together. But also, I'd like to call on politicians and especially our colleagues and friends in the European Parliament to really bring all the support necessary that Europe stays on top of space activities in order to really compete in a very, very contested environment. So from my side, on the side of the European Space Agency, you have all the commitment that I'm working very close, hand in hand with the European Commission, with the European Parliament, with the European Union to make this possible.
Thank you very much. I'm now Commander Samanta Kristoforeti, astronaut from the European Space Agency.
Yes, good morning. First of all, I'd like to say that it's an immense honor for me to be invited today to celebrate International Women's Day at the European Parliament. So I'm very grateful to President Metsola for the invitation, and very grateful to Mr. Bujoy for the opportunity of briefly addressing you in this context. Very proud to represent the European Astronaut Corps here at the European Parliament. It's a very strong symbolism, I think. It's the heart of European democracy and decision making, and we're here today to talk about space. And I don't know if this would have been the case a decade ago or even a few years ago. I think there is a growing awareness and understanding of how important space is, not only for research, not only for science, but how it's really woven into the fabric of modern societies, how nothing works anymore without space in terms of our economies, our societies, to services to our citizens, our security. And it's great to see how that is recognized and how there is an increasing effort to invest in space capabilities in Europe, in greater autonomy or non-dependence, so that Europe can really, in the space domain, play a role, be in a position that is commensurate, that is corresponding to the political and economic weight that Europe has in the world. Much has been said already about the flagship programs, Copernicus, Galileo, the new IRIS². And of course, as an astronaut, what's dearest to me is exploration. And so I will have this amazing opportunity today of addressing the plenary, and among other things, I will express my wish. It's a dream, but I think it can become a reality. That we will step up our level of ambition in exploration as well. I've had the incredible opportunity of fulfilling twice my dream of going to space. Once I flew on a Russian vehicle, once I flew on an American vehicle. And if I can allow myself to dream some more, my next dream is that maybe future European astronauts will have an opportunity of flying on a European vehicle, and that on this European vehicle maybe we will be able to welcome astronauts from other places in the world as well. I think it would have an incredible political, strategic, psychological even impact. It will really convey the message that in space we want to play on the same level as the great actors in the world, that we want to obviously continue to work together in international partnerships, but play a bigger role so that we can better contribute to also set the way, make decisions, and be in a good position to reap the benefits from all the incredible economic, industrial, research, technological opportunities that come from space. So thank you very much.
Thank you very much. And
If
now,
you allow just one
yes,
word, because I want to use this opportunity for, because Iris Square was several times mentioned, and it's very important that European Space Agency will be part with its expertise and experience of this extraordinarily important program. A very high word of appreciation and thank you for Mr. Grudler, Christoph Grudler, and the team of European Parliament, of Shadows Rapporteur, and also for Commissioner Thierry Breton, Director General Pessonen, and the whole team in European Commission, and of course for the Council, for having so successfully and quickly adopted this program that will raise our ambitions in space, and even that maybe we need to do more in order to fulfill the dream of Commander Cristoforetti. It's an important step forward. Thank you.
thanks to you. And now it's time for questions for the journalist. Anyone willing to do a question? Yes, can you go to the microphone and say your name and your media, please?
Marco Calvarese del SIR, agenzia di stampa della conferenza di storia italiana. Volevo chiedere a Samanta Kristoforetti una domanda un po' particolare. Lei che ha visto l'universo da più lontano, visto quanto siamo piccoli, come affronta le problematiche come la guerra o come quelle dei problemi sempre tra uomini e donne che abbiamo continuamente?
Are we doing Italian or English?
English, please.
Okay. I think the question was about how, having seen the world from outside, from far away, you faced daily questions on the planet. I think that was the gist of the question. I think it's strange enough, but when you are out there in space, if anything, you feel more connected to the planet. You almost embrace planet Earth once every 90 minutes. That's how long it takes to make an orbit around the planet. So I think that from up there, I felt not detached from planet Earth and from all our problems, but if anything, more connected, more emotionally involved. And so I think when you come back, you're even more motivated to really roll up your sleeves and contribute and do all you can to face the great challenges that we have in front of us.
Thank you.
This was a very specific question for Commander Samantha, so I will give the word to the journalist again if there are other questions for any other speaker. Nothing? Then,
No, thank you so much. Once again, we are privileged to have here Director General Bakar and Commander Cristoforetti, and to have this partnership with ESA, with European Space Agency, and the ambitions should be higher and higher, and this is something that I saw as a strong commitment of European Commission, European Parliament and Member States.
Thank you very much.